Okay, well, everybody wants to make sure they get to the new year to start their fitness goals. I've been in the industry for 13 years. I can call this one coming. Been there a little bit, owned a gym. Now I have to say, really love my job as coaching in the industry. I also write for Men's Health, T Nation, Elite Fitness. I've been featured in many places. I even have a segment on ABC News. I love my job, but it would be kind of a foreshadowing for me to say that people are actually looking into the new year already for their health and fitness, but they also want to make sure that they don't ruin their progress or that they don't hit the new year so out of shape that they really don't even want to get started come 2026. So how do you do this? What do you think about, and how do you actually get results? But actually, why do my results never stay when I do start in the new year? Let's go over this. So we all enter this time, right? It's a busy time, right? Even if you're retired, you're busy. You're busy. Everybody's busy. I get it. Because you've got tons of events going. You've got your to-do list with your Christmas lights that you spend 3 hours untangling every day, and then trying to find a big blow-up Santa to surprise your kids, and then you end up having to ship it back on Amazon because it's the wrong one. Go figure. But anyways, you've got parties, and the things is that busyness creates what? You to begin skipping workouts. When you're busy, what's the first thing that's going to go? The thing that you don't want to do, but you know you got to. So your fitness. Why? Because they also saw it in my gym where it became obsolete this time of year. People will stop missing this. And when you miss workouts, you're dropping things that are important neurotransmitters in your body. Things like serotonin, dopamine, your circadian rhythm, because some of you actually get up to do that. So when you're sleeping in or you're doing the other thing, you're adjusting that circadian rhythm. Well, what are you doing with it? Well, you're replacing it with more stress or more busyness or more things that will blunt adenosine or have that rhythm adjusted, which will then downregulate hormones. You become stressed, angry, evil, but yet you enjoy life because it's the holiday season. So you got to be joyful. And while it does bring you joy, you don't like who you are inside, which then leads to what? Your diet. So you're not working out, you then say, screw the diet. The diet goes, it says, I'm not working out, I'll wait till New Year, I'll be fine, I'll gain a few pounds. So the diet starts to then go because I can wait. But then when you start exercising, you start eating more, you stop caring, stress goes up. It's always in the back of your mind. So you got to get to that heart, the new year. You made it, right? You're there. And a lot of the times, you just want to know what to do and why then your goals need to be looked upon from now to the new year, and what happens to make them not really work. Well, the biggest thing is structure, right? And you know that even if your structure becomes altered, like even think about your day job, you've got things to do. You know what to do. But when you stop with all of this, the structure goes. And then it becomes haphazard. Then it becomes, what do I have in the fridge? What can I grab at my desk whenever I'm stressed out, right? So I want to show you why now, when you do finally say enough is enough and start in the new year, that you're also going to fail because you didn't actually solve any problems. So you go all in, right? Your all or nothing approach. You're going to start buying that new 30-day app that gets you all access to your private coach and nutrition plans for $10 a month. You're going to start waking up at 5 a.m. You're going to begin taking that cupboard full of supplements that you're spending on for your Christmas gift. You start so hard and you look forward to it and you're excited and you start bringing all that emotion. That emotion's key, because when you have that and you have emotion, but then you see disappointment when this happens, right? It works temporarily. Your body has what's called adaptation. And when you can't meet the adaptation from solving these things, then you become complacent. Complacent means that what was working for you in your low-carb diet in January stops working for you and actually works against you because you develop an IGF reaction to some of the foods you're eating. Or you start noticing that you're gaining weight eating spinach and salads. Or you just don't want to get up at 4 a.m. to do the 75 hard challenge you promised yourself you'd do. Motivation is a fleeing emotion. So while you're high at one point, when you start seeing these adaptations not work and you start seeing that ability of the body to stop changing, that emotion changes, the motivation drops, then it's what? Because you didn't have this up here either. You had no structure. So then that goes, and then you rely on willpower. Then that fades, and then you're stuck right back where you were, just now more frustrated and more broke. So why that doesn't work? Because you then jump on the Band-Aids, right? Get on the injections, try more supplements. Oh, I just got to go hard. Those of you that push, right? Oh, if it stops working, I'm going to go harder. I'm going to cut more calories. I'm going to wake up earlier and do more longer cardio. I still got that energy because I stuffed my face all December. But then still, it's a Band-Aid, right? Your body adjusts. Is an injection a long-term solution? No. You're not actually solving the cellular issue, right? Your body's going to start knowing when you shut off insulin, when you shut off your liver and your pancreas and the kidneys' ability to start dumping things and holding things. It's going to adjust and it's going to start storing, which is why then I get people asking, well, Mike, I was on a GLP for a year, went off, gained the weight back. Same saga, right? Well, it's because you didn't solve the problem. The problem's within the body. The problem is understanding what needs educated within the body. So you follow the trends because then, oh, well, this works and she went off hers and I'm going to do this. So you start following those trends, right? And then you trend hop the next new Google article that says, try this supplement for weight loss. And you start going down that rabbit hole because you know what to do, right? You know what to do. I just got to get to the gym, work out, take this. It's going to work eventually. But what then happens? You become mind numb from all of the exposure to try this, try that. The injection does this, split your dosing, try this amount of dosing. Oh, now there's peptides, you got to try those, but you got to do it unsupervised. And then your doctor just says just to eat more, to eat less, move more, try more fruits and vegetables, but they don't realize that that's not conducive to every body. And so that's why you need an approach. So when you start thinking about it, coaching, I have coaches. I know what to do, but I have coaches because I need educated and I need support, I need guidance. So that's why whenever you start with a coach, whether it's myself or somebody that's relatively good in the industry, they're going to work your mindset, right? So when a client comes in, I'm going to begin working the shift in paradigm of what creates that gap from having them become falling off to what creates the gap to helping them stay on. And what helps them stay on might not be just them working out and eating well, okay? It's filling their cup with knowing what works for their body. Where I might have a female in the first week, Mike, oh my God, like, I don't know what you did, but I've been sleeping through the night for the first time since college. What do you think that's going to do? When somebody's sleeping through the night that hasn't for 20 some years, make them more angry, more stressed? Or do you think it's going to be like, I love life. I feel rested. I feel good. Life is, and then what's that do? It creates that stability for them to want to keep doing. Even when life gets hard, they're still now what? Sleeping. So you create the mindset that has the lifestyle change that makes you love your mindset because of the change in what you're seeing. Maybe you're finally not bloated. Maybe you're not having cankles anymore. Maybe you're stop actually feeling disgusting in your suit walking into meetings because you can actually look the part and not hide in your clothes. Because we know that people are respected when they are known to be taking care of their bodies. Research documents that. So what does that create? Confidence. When confidence is up, everything is up. So that's why when you start working this part, the nutrition comes along to give you energy, not the ones that say, cut this out, drop that out, go low cal, start really gutting, go fasting. You need the energy to support this. If you got that, but you don't got energy, then what's that going to matter? So you get the energy that supports the lifestyle. So now you're rocking on all levels. You even had coworkers saying, you just seem happier. Well, what's that going to do for you? Amazing, right? You start loving life. Life becomes better. And then we begin moving. Dopamine, serotonin. We love these things, right? Norepinephrine. We start conversions. We start getting the body to start creating what's called mTOR. Then you start really feeling the power and the love for what you're doing. So then we have that tool to be what? Educating your body. That's why I do this. I educate you what works for you, because what might work for my night shift nurse on how she cycles her training, what she does for her programming is going to be different from the stay-at-home mom that's to juggle 3 kids, or from the dad and the CEO that's always on the road and only gets to see his kids on the weekend, but needs to figure out a way to fit in his actual workouts during the week while he's traveling. Okay, educating your body on every different solution is important. That's why the stuff that you just sign up for that's less than $100 is not going to get you there, because it matters with your sets. How many reps? What's your volume like? Too much for menopausal women in just your cardio, by going a little bit too much, you're flipping the bill. A little bit too much on volume, you're flipping the bill. What's that create? More inflammation. And we can't have that, because we're already losing our most powerful and potent estrogen with estradiol and E2. And that can't happen, because then when you're now not able to build muscle and creating more inflammation, that's what causes things like insulin resistance. So it's important to make sure that your body is educated for what? You. And then when you have got support, you don't lose. It's not AI. It's not some robot saying, good job on your workout today. It's a live human that actually cares and says, hey, I know you say you had this big meeting. How'd it go? Or how are you feeling? Got it. Okay, well, you know what? I don't want you to do this today. Instead, let's move this to tomorrow. And I want you to do, that's the game-changing. What you know is what's going to keep in life when the next time that happens. Not a good job, crush this, way to go on the workout, see you tomorrow. You need personal attention. So that's what gets you lasting results. So your house doesn't fall over, and it's not built on sand. We built it on rock, so it's never going anywhere. And that's why if you sign up today, what I'm going to do is give you some free coaching. That's my gift to you, because you're calling yourself out and saying, I want this now, even if you start later. I'll honor it. As long as you start now and you sign up today, I'll let you start later. And guess what? I'm including my free testing hormonal optimization panels. So we get to know your body free of charge. And I'm going to go over it, which takes me hours to do, but I'm going to include that free. As long as you just start. That commitment's what I love, because you can start later, but as long as you sign up today, you committing is telling me, because I get that maybe you're not ready to start. Whenever people say, well, Mike, now's not the right time, it's never going to be the right time. But you committing to say now shows me that you are the type of person I want. And if you're watching this and you're that person, just say yes and let's get going. Because to say that it's not the right time, well, next week something else is going to happen. Maybe your air breaks, maybe your heater breaks, maybe you have a car issue. It's always going to be something. But until you finally say enough is enough, I need to get the support, you can keep doing the same things and expect different results. And I call that insanity. So you choose.